Hello everyone, eBomb113 here with another video. So this is my official review of the Mega Construx Breakout Beasts. Now these were sets I originally wasn't going to pick up. When they first released them, I was like, oh, they look kind of cool, but not sure if I really want them or not. They finally released at my local Kroger about a month or two ago, and I picked up, I think it was these three on the right here, the red one, the Gargoyle, and the Wolf, just for, yeah, because Mega Construx hasn't released anything new in my area in months. So I was like, oh, I'll give them a shot. So I opened them up, and to my surprise, they were really cool. Like, I'm really impressed with the lengths Mega Construx went to make these. So I ended up picking up the other two, the Green Dragon and the Water Demon, or whatever it is. Water Gargoyle. I'm not too sure what to call it. But forgive me if I don't know their names right off the bat. But they turned out to be really cool sets. Now, they're not completely brick-based like most of their other sets are, but they are definitely compatible, and I'll explain more of that later. So I'll go over each one individually. So I'll take these guys off the side for now. So I'll start with the big guy first. I think they come in a box of like 9. So there's 2 of each, and then there's only 1 of this guy, and there's usually codes on the bottom. I meant to include that in the video, but I kind of forgot. But usually just, if you find 5 different codes on the bottom of the egg, which I have of right here, there should be a code along one of these lines through here. As long as you get 5 different codes, you should have 1 of each, and then you can kind of figure out which one's which as you open them up. If you get different codes at different times. So this one is called Blackheart, I believe. I'm assuming he's the leader of the group. But it's just a red dragon, has some armor, has a nice little flame effect. I think they usually use that in Call of Duty and Halo lines. But he has like gold talons and a gold, I guess like belly and chest. Then has like a little spiked tail on the back. And then the wings are really nice too. So, and then he has gold horns. So I think he's like the rare of the box, I guess. My only gripe was one of the armor pieces was malformed where it inserts into the shoulder, so I had to actually glue that on there. So his armor's not coming off on one side. But I thought he was a really cool, I guess, like leader of the group. I guess that's what you call it. But I thought he was a pretty cool just dragon in general. You can take off the armor bits and make them like, an animal that your Call of Duty or Halo guys can fight against. But I think he was a really decent guy. Now I want to go over the egg real quickly too. So they all come in the standard eggs. I think there's a little bit of like a red polish or red plastic made with the mold. Now just be careful that when you do open these up, there is slime on the inside. So there's 3 different types of slime. There's 2 green, 2 blue, and 1 red. So parents be warned. It can be a little messy. Technical difficulties. Forgive me. So parents be warned. It can get messy. So I would definitely recommend doing it on a hard surface that's easy to clean, or put like a paper towel or an old towel or something down, because this stuff can get kind of messy. Just depends on the figure. Like this one's a little more consistent, but there's others that are a lot more watery. So it just depends on the figure and I guess how it was packaged and how much, I guess, ingredients they use for the slime. But to be honest, it's kind of fun to play with. So from a kid point of view, this thing's awesome. I think it's fun. I can just sit there and play with the slime all day, let alone the figures. But for parents, it might be a little bit of a turn-off, just because it can be messy and it's supposed to be a building toy. It's not supposed to have slime or gross stuff in it. So just fair warning to any parents or older buyers. So that's the egg it comes in. Just be mindful of the slime. Next guy is, I guess, like a gargoyle. He does have an opening mouth, and he has a little piece where you can put flame in there, but I'm not too sure if gargoyles can breathe fire, so I took his out, and I'm going to use it for a custom. The wings are just the same as Blackheart's. He has a club tail. The only difference is his arms are a little bit beefier, so If you take off these armor bits, he just has an enclosed fist, and he's a pretty good beefcake. I'll give him that. Then he has two different shoulder types. So if you have like, I guess you could include him with like some of like the older like troll or dragon sets. I think he definitely fit in pretty well there. Speaking of which, I can definitely tell there's a lot of influence from the old dragon sets. If anybody remembers collecting those from Mega Bloks, I collected a few, but the pieces are just so old and they're just a little rough. I'll keep it that. If anybody remembers those old dragon sets, but I can definitely see a lot of homage and inspiration from those sets in these new guys. They just don't go all out like they did for those sets. Next guy is Iron Claw. He's one of the two that don't have wings, but I mean that's understandable for a wolf, I guess. So the head is really articulated, so you can move it any way you want. Mouth opens up, and he does have a little socket in there where you can insert fire. But like I said, wolves don't breathe fire, to my knowledge. At least, hopefully not in their universe they don't. But he's pretty well decked out with armor on the back, so he definitely overcompensates for not having wings. But the tail is really nice. It's a really interesting looking guy. And then you have these chains that are kind of loosely wrapped around. They don't really attach. So if you want them to stay, I'd recommend either maybe not gluing it. Well, I guess you'd have to glue it if you want to stay in place. But or just the regular chains that come in like the other sets. So it actually looks pretty good without the armor. So you can make them like into a werewolf or anything your imagination really wants. And I do like the little detail on his eye that he has like some scar or claw marks there. So he's been in a few fights. So it deals it with him. Next guy I think is called Tempest. So he's like a water, I guess, spirit, demon, dragon, whatever you want to call him. But these fins are really nice. The only thing is the instructions tell you differently about how to put the fins. But other than that, I think he's a really cool looking guy. He was one I wasn't going to pick up originally. I was kind of like, eh. I didn't really care for him, but the completionist in me was like, well, you got 3 of them and you like them, so you might as well get the other 2. Oop, I'm not even showing them. So he has a lot of armor too. He has those nice little, I guess, fins to show that he's aquatic, and then the tail is really nice too. If Mega ever does like a Xenomorph Queen, since they have the Aliens license, I would definitely love to see either this kind of system or definitely use of this tail as like the Xenomorph Queen tail. I might have to change up the back a little bit, but back is like a 4-spiked club, I guess. And then I'm assuming he's shooting like hot water. I don't think he would have like blue fire being a water creature. That'd be kind of a silly trait to have. So I'm just, in my imagination, it's just spewing hot water. He can somehow heat it up or add acid to it in his stomach or something and spits it back out at his enemies. But he has the same head as the Gargoyle, just changed up a little bit differently. So that's why I'm not too sure whether to call him a dragon or he's just some kind of water thing. I'll leave it at that. But otherwise, he's really cool. I'm glad I picked him up. The last guy is another dragon. His arms are a little bit spindlier, but they're a little more scaly, just like Blackheart's. But he's not thick and pronounced. The only thing is, he's supposed to have armor, but I didn't think he looked all that great with it. So he had 2 silver shoulder pads and some kind of like ram design on him, but I didn't care for it. I thought it looked kind of wonky, so I took it off, and I think he looks fine. It's just a regular dragon. The only thing is, you don't have any horns to add, but you can probably add that from any of Mega's sets. He shoots some green fire. Tail, I think, is the same as Water Sprout, or whatever it is. Tempest, I think his name is. It's just green. So I think it turned out to be a pretty good set. Overall, I'm really impressed with these sets in general. I think Mega did a good job. I know they're not exactly brick-based, but they definitely leave it open to where they're compatible. So like with the bottom of their feet, you can technically attach them to studs, like these. Then they have multiple like holes in them to attach like their rod and bar system. So like you can show them either on a base plate or on the egg, like flying through the air, just hovering above the air, whichever you want to imagine. So that's why I included that with them to show y'all. But overall, like I said, I think this is a really good line. It's a really good idea. Just wish they would have explained a little bit better about the slime in the eggs. Luckily, I saw Chewy Bricks review on these and knew ahead of time that it'd be a little messy getting them out. And while I said I do like the idea of them, they can just be very messy, and I can see where that'd be a turnoff to parents wanting to buy these for their kids. But to be honest, I get a lot of like, this might sound weird, but Bionicle vibes too, if there's any Lego fans out there. They, just the different colors and the different personalities of like the team, essentially. The only one they're missing is like a brown, some kind of like brown or orange team member. And to me, it'd be perfect for a representation of like their version of Bionicle. So you have like the different factions or the different characters that represent different, like elements. But I think that's why I enjoy them so much, just because it hits me in the nostalgia feels a little bit, just for getting back, or just reminding me of Bionicle. So I think that does it for this review. If I didn't cover them too intensively, I'm sorry, but I just wanted to show a few of my opinions and what I thought about them. So overall, I really like them. Recommend pick them up. Just be mindful of the messiness they can cause, but other than that, they're terrific sets. So I definitely recommend them. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you next video.